Anna, your work finishes at 5, right?
Yeah? Why do you ask?
Well, I just wanted to let you know that today is a very special day. So I was thinking of celebrating. You have to come home right after work, okay?
What? What do you mean? Why is it special?
And on your way home, go to the bakery near McPherson's metro station and pick up the biggest cake they have. You know, the chocolate mousse cake they have. That 3-layer cake they have for special occasions. That one. That's the one we need right now.
Jack, you have to tell me what's going on. What's up with the cake? I know today is not our anniversary. It's nobody's birthday. It's not even Christmas. And the biggest cake from Jimmy's bakery? I mean... Wait. You're not telling me you found another job? Is that it? Did you find another job?
What are you talking about? I'm not looking for another job. I told you I love this work. I'm not giving this up.
What? You didn't find a new job?
No, I didn't, and I won't. I told you, the work hours are short. I only work 4 days per week. Why would I give this up for another job?
But you know that's not enough to have both of us floating. We're living in a studio apartment and we're planning to have a child. We can't live here with a baby. It's too small. There isn't enough room for a crib. And you know very well that with what we earn right now, we will never be able to move to a bigger place. I don't understand what's so special about all this.
I know your concerns, Anna. So that's why I'm saying I prepared a big surprise for you.
Surprise? What kind of surprise? Does this have to do with that special day thing?
Yeah, we're finally moving. We're moving to a much, much bigger house now. I found the perfect place for us and my mom to live together.
Hold up. What's that?
It has 3 beds and 2 bathrooms. It even has a really nice backyard. You know, the kind you always wanted. We can do a barbecue every weekend at that backyard. Oh, and you can do gardening. You always wanted to plant your own flowers. And the living room is just perfect. It's big enough for the 3 of us and a baby. Isn't it exciting, Anna? We're moving to a much bigger house.
What? I'm not following at all, Jack. Did you win the lottery? I know our financial state. We're not in a state to buy a house that big, let alone a 1-bedroom apartment. Come on, Jack. You really have to fill me in on this. At this point, I just hope you're joking.
Anna, we will never be able to live in a bigger house if we keep renting. That's just money leaking. What most people do is get a loan on the down payment and get a mortgage. And then you just pay off the loan and the mortgage. That's how it is in the real world.
What? You can't get a loan. Your salary isn't enough to get a loan for a house that big. I know that for a fact. How did you even get a loan? What kind of bank would do that?
Geez, Anna, that's a bit harsh. I got a loan from this place my mother told me about. I didn't even need to go through a bank.
It's not even a bank? Jesus, Jack. What did you get into? You don't just run about and get a loan like that.
Anna, it's legit. It really is. I mean, what kind of mother will screw over her own son? My mother really looked into this place so you can trust me. Trust her if you can't trust me.
None of you are experts in this. How would I trust any of you?
Besides, I know how much you don't like to get into debt. You don't even use a credit card. But don't you worry, Anna. Everything is going to be just fine. I now know what I'm doing. I planned this out for some time. I even have a roadmap of how we'll be paying back the loan.
Oh, you even have a roadmap, huh? Wow, that's such a relief.
Yeah, look, hear me out. We both have a job, so with our salaries combined, we can be out of debt in no time. I did the math, and it's 5 years tops. Do you want to see how I came to that conclusion?
No, because I already think I know how you came to that conclusion. You just did all that because I earn more money than you. You got yourself into that mess just hoping I'll pay it back, right?
God, Anna, I didn't get into any mess. I'm not some kind of kid that you would scold. Besides, it's not like I got this house for myself. It's for all of us. And for once, can't you just support me when I make a decision like this? I made a huge choice for us because I knew you would never make this kind of choice.
You mean you want me to cheer you when you're making a financially irresponsible decision?
How long would it have taken for us to get a bigger house with just our earnings? Literally forever. Just be happy, Anna. That's what this is all about. You, me, and my mother. Just like that. Oh, and a baby. The baby's going to love the place, I'm sure.
What do you mean, live with your mother? How does that work out?
It means what it means. No hidden meaning or anything. You know my mother is in her 60s and how she recently broke a bone, so she needs a bit of care. You know that. She's not feeling really well these days, so I thought it would be a good idea if she lives with us. Then we can take care of her. Not to mention it's the right thing to do.
Are you serious? You're not talking about that pinky finger, are you? Unless she broke another bone.
No, just the pinky.
Jesus, holy frickin' Christ, Jack! Really? You did all this for a pinky?
What's wrong with that? A broken bone is a broken bone.
Didn't you hear what the doctor said? He said this is not a big deal and she'll be just fine in a few months. And you're saying we need to take care of her? Oh my God, Jack! You can't be serious! No one needs special care over a broken pinky.
Anna, my mom says it's really painful. If that's what she says, it's just how it is. It's not like you can change that fact, Anna. Even if it's only a pinky. And don't you feel pity for my mom? Don't you feel anything when you see an old woman living all by herself?
She has friends in the neighborhood. It's not like she's all on her own.
Yeah, right. Like friends are better than families. It's only a broken pinky today, but how do you know what will happen down the road? Her hand might have some kind of complications, or she may break somewhere else because of the broken pinky. Wouldn't it be much safer if we have her under our care? Then we can make sure none of those happen to her.
None of those will ever happen over a broken pinky, Jack.
Well, you never know. On top of that, we can save the rent that goes into my mother's place. We can use that money to pay off the loan, or, I don't know, use it on something else. Besides, my mother can help with all the house chores. Would that be better for you too? You don't have to drag yourself to do the laundry and, we can save on all the deliveries. My mom's a really good cook, you know that? I don't see why you wouldn't like this idea. You should actually be loving it.
I can't believe this is actually happening to me. I thought these were all YouTube material. And it's actually happening to me.
What? What are you talking about?
Your mother seems to be a great fit for you, Jack, but not me. So this merge seems only to work for you. I hate this idea. I just hate it from the bottom of my heart.
You hate it? Why? Why would you hate it? Didn't you hear what I said?
Oh, I heard you all right. Don't you know how she looks at me whenever we go visit her?
I don't know what you mean, Anna. She seemed fine.
Oh, you've never seen her face, have you? It's almost like she's smelling horse crap the moment I enter the house. Then she just starts dumping house chores on me for the duration of our stay. And oh God, her cooking. Tell me, Jack, have you looked in the fridge closely?
Well, of course I have.
No, Jack, you have never. You only opened the fridge to get a Bud Light. That's pretty much it.
So, what are you trying to say?
Do you know what was in the salt mill? Baking powder. Sugar jar? Salt. Cooking oil? Vinegar. Do you know what I had to go through when I used those ingredients to prepare for the dinner everyone had that night? And her face. Your loving mother's face when she saw my face turn red. I knew that she did it on purpose.
I'm pretty sure it was by accident. She can't have done it on purpose.
If it was an accident, I'm seriously telling you to take your mother to have a checkup. She may have something wrong in her head.
Anna! Don't you talk to my mother like that.
It doesn't stop there, Jack. Surprisingly, there's more. Whenever I go to take the trash out, your mother just locks the door and leaves me out there. And I would freeze until someone comes out to throw something else out.
Well, I mean, you could have taken the keys with you. Besides, the door over there is a bit weird.
Yeah? A weird door, huh? Then tell me why whenever I take a shower, the water suddenly gets cold.
I guess the boiler doesn't work sometimes.
Oh, only when I'm in the shower? Is that because of the weird door too, Jack? And you want me to live with your mom? I will when you kill me first.
Wow, Anna. I never knew you were that selfish and controlling and lying. How dare you accuse my mother of those random things? And you have the nerves to contradict my mother's decision? You know, she's so much better than those mothers-in-law you see in the social media. Those things that you just told me, they're just small pranks that run in the family as a tradition. No one gets harmed, just a light prank.
Wow, a prank that involves ruining the taste buds of all the other family members. That sounds nice.
You really cling on to past memories, don't you? Besides, my mother told me that she would literally leave you alone if she ever moves in with us. You can trust me on that one. I'll tell her that again if you want me to.
Oh, wow. She said that to you, huh?
She said she'll help you with all the house chores and help us with the baby when we have one.
Jack, you just told me you want to bring her in because you want to take care of her. Don't you see the contradiction here?
You do as I say, Anna, and stop yapping. I was being nice and asked for your opinion. But I don't think so now. It seems like you're better in the kitchen making sandwiches.
Making sandwiches? For who? Jesus Christ, Jack, I earn more than you. You should be making the sandwich, not me. You're just crazy at this point.
Yeah, whatever. If you're not going to do as I say, you can file a divorce. I don't care what you say. I will live with my mom, and I'm not letting her live on her own. You should know how tough the world is for a woman like you.
What are you even talking about? I'm feeding the two of us almost by myself. It's not like I need your money when I get a divorce. I'm fine just on my own.
Woman, do you use that head of yours to grow hair and not use it? Do you think life is just about money? You know that's not true. No matter how much the world has changed, no one will take a divorced woman, especially if you're this stubborn. And as a matter of fact, the money in our joint account will be mine, you know.
What? How is that even possible? More than half of it is my money.
Oh, but you're initiating the divorce, so that money will be mine, not yours.
All right, I won't be getting a divorce. Just make sure your mother doesn't treat me too badly.
Well, what do you know? You do use that head. Very good. Start using that more in the house and not just in the workplace.
Good afternoon, ma'am. So I briefly went through your files, but you'll have to give me more context. Please, can you tell me some background information that I should know? Okay, I'll just do like an introduction of myself. Is that okay? Whatever suits you, ma'am. I'm just here to listen and help you out. All right. I'm in my 30s and I don't have any children. I met my husband at work. He was my immediate supervisor when I just started working. Later, we found out that we went to the same college and that brought us together. I think that might have gotten us a little bit closer at work. He was very kind and well-mannered, and had a bit of a sense of humor. We started going out not so long after. He was also a very hard worker, and about a year later we got married. But I guess I shouldn't have done that. Why is that? Was he meeting someone else? No, he wasn't cheating on me. Actually, right after we got married, he started to complain about work. I know his work because he was my supervisor. His complaints were a bit odd. After 6 months of complaining, he quit his job. I was really worried because if he quits, that means we're really short on money. Besides, I couldn't understand why someone who's in one of the best companies in the nation would want to quit. But I tried to understand because he told me he was having a rough time. Okay, so this is mostly financial issues. I understand. It's not just that. I wish it were that simple, really. After he quit his old job, I thought he was going to look for another one right away. But he said he wanted to take a break just for a few weeks. I said okay. After all, he did work hard in his old job. I felt a little for him. But weeks became months, and that became over a year. Only after a year and a half did he find another job. So he's been doing that job for more than a year, but that job doesn't really pay that well. He only brings home $700 a month. Underperforming for a man in his late 30s, you think? Well, yeah, kind of. And I really couldn't do anything about it, right? Then all of a sudden, he just gets a huge loan out of nowhere and tells me his mother will live with us. Oh, I see. That's where this is coming from. This happened a year ago, and I really wanted to get a divorce back then, but I couldn't. He said that the one initiating the divorce can't get a penny out of the joint account. He said that. Ma'am, let me explain how this works.
Anna, when are you coming back? Are you on your way home? My mom and Derek are starving. Look at the time. It's 8. You should have been home by 6. Get home and fix us dinner. We're really hungry. Mom says she's in the mood for some seafood. So buy some lobsters on your way home and make us some lobster rolls. Are you even listening to me? You shouldn't ignore your husband, you know. A wife should always listen to her husband.
Lobster rolls? Just have a slice of your own fat. That should be nice and buttery.
What is this crap? Are you talking back to me?
Oh, yes. Now go run to your mom and tell on me. That old hag. I mean, how can she bring in a lover at that age? And she acts like the queen of the house with that pig. What a joke.
Hey!
And you! You think it's fine to just let your mother treat me like that in front of you? You could have had some decency and at least stop her and be by my side when she does that to me. Or at least know that I'm the one earning all the money and make the wise decision. Oh, but obviously the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? I think that saying is made just for you and your mother.
Shut up and come home already. If you don't want to make lobster rolls, fine. We'll just order one. You don't have to give us crap about it so much. Jeez.
I'm not going to that house. I'm not going back. If there's anything you want, go get it yourself.
What? What are you talking about?
It means I'm not living with you and I will be filing a divorce. There. Now you understand?
What? A divorce?
Yeah, a divorce. By the way, didn't you notice something odd in the house?
What are you saying? What's wrong with the house? Did you do something?
I guess you could say that. I was sneaking out my belongings out of the house for weeks. Were you too busy having fun bullying me with your dear mother? Stupid pigs.
No one bullied you, Anna. My mom was kind enough to tell you how things work. You can't call that bullying. You shouldn't say that about my mother.
Oh, yeah, sure. You know what? I'll be suing you and your mom for all that crap you gave me.
What? Sue me? Sue us? For what?
For all that crap you gave me. Ugh, frickin' Christ. Is your ear fat? I'm going to sue you for compensation for pain and suffering.
You can't sue us with that. It's your words against ours.
Not if I have evidence. I audio recorded everything and have some video recordings of what your mother said to me.
You what?
That day when she hit me on the back of my head as I was cleaning the bathroom just because she didn't like how I was spraying the detergent. Tried to throw a pot full of hot water on me when I was making some stew for dinner. All because she didn't want carrots in it. And that night when your mother threatened me with a knife if I don't give her half my salary every month. All of that was recorded, Jack. You may not have noticed, but the new glasses I bought recorded everything.
That's illegal, you know. You can't use those kinds of sneaky glasses to record us. We didn't give consent.
Shut up, you stupid rat. I already talked to the lawyer about this, and she said there isn't anything wrong with this.
You talked to a lawyer? When did this happen? You're a backstabber. You're a dirty, cheating liar. You're just making empty threats, aren't you? You don't have the guts to do that.
Yeah, believe whatever you want. She also told me the evidence is more than enough to ask for compensation. So, let's just make this simple. If you don't want to get sued and have a long, expensive legal process, just get a divorce with me. Or we can do this the hard way.
What? You just had it all fine for the past year and you want a divorce all of a sudden? What about the mortgage to the house?
I don't care about that. That was your money. And your idea. Why do you ask me? You said those private loan companies were legit, so I don't see why you're so worried. I'm sure your mother had it all planned out, right?
Of course it's legit. There isn't anything wrong with that.
Oh, Jack. You know, I should actually let you know. That dear mother of yours, Jack, never came into this house because she loved you or needed care. You know who that fat pig is?
Eric. He's my mother's boyfriend. What kind of stupid question is this?
Yeah, that boyfriend is an employee to that private loan company you borrowed from.
What? How do you know all this?
Your mom told me the other day when you were out meeting your friends. She told me everything. She just said she's doing as she was told. They were just manipulating you, Jack.
What? Why? Why would they do that to me? I don't get it.
Jesus, Jack. Please use that head of yours if it won't even grow any hair. Please think. Isn't it obvious? Your mom got that referral fee off you. Your mom just used you for the money.
What? You can't be serious.
She even said she's receiving a percentage of what you pay back to that company as commission. And God, she was taking money from you, from me, and treated me like I'm some kind of servant. She was hitting 3 birds with 1 stone. Incredible, isn't it?
Oh my God. What do you want me to do? Is there anything I can do?
I don't think so, Jack. I think you're screwed. I mean, like, really screwed.
Do you think this is funny? You did all this even when you knew it would kill me. How do you want me to pay back that loan all by myself? You know I can't do that.
That's not really my problem, you know. That's your loan.
You are the breadwinner of this family, and that's why I got a loan from them. I thought we could pay it off in a few years. And you're just trying to run off? I'm not letting that happen.
Yeah? Do you have another genius plan right up your sleeves? I hope it doesn't involve another private loan.
You know that joint savings account we have, right? You know that should be enough to cover a bit of the loan. Half of that is mine, so give me my half. You know that's rightfully mine.
Oh, well, too bad, Jack. I already used it all up.
What? You used it all up? What? How? That was almost 2 years' worth of income.
Think about it, Jack. I've been stuck with you and that old hag and that pig for over a year. That is enough to drive anyone crazy. I would get stressed from work and get bullied at home. The only thing that I could think of was using that money for me. Shopping.
Oh, that's what you did? You went shopping? Geez, isn't that a girly thing to do?
Say whatever you want, Jack. I don't care now.
What did you spend the money on? You seriously didn't use up all the money.
I remembered how much I saved up every month hoping for a bright future. I bought myself designer clothes and bags. I went to restaurants that I only saw on YouTube. I even went to the best hotel in the West Coast and got that luxury suite. You should have seen their service. They even have complimentary massage sessions every day. And you know my sister got married recently, right? I thought it would be great to surprise her with some nice home appliances. I bought her the best fridge, the best TV, and the best laundromat there is. I also fixed up my parents' house while I was at it.
So, all those times when you left for business trips, you were just on a vacation? You weren't working and you were just wasting all that money on yourself.
I don't see the problem here. It's my money, and I used it however I wanted. Why do you even care?
Don't you know that even if you put in money by yourself, once it's in the joint account, half the money is mine? How can you use all that up? That's illegal.
Yeah, go ahead and sue me, Jack. I don't really care. Anyways, I'm telling you I spent all the money, so there's nothing left for any of us to use. Kill me if you want, but you're not getting a penny out of that account.
Were you planning this all along? When did you start planning this? Were you just trying to ruin my life? Is that why you just acted like you gave up on getting a divorce?
I don't have to plan all this to know what to do. I'm not stupid like you. Besides, why the hell would I file a divorce when I have to give you half the money from that joint account? Jesus, that's not even your money. It is all mine. Your contribution was like change in a piggy bank.
But you could have kept at least half of it if you had just gotten a divorce. It's not like you have money saved up somewhere else. You're just on a suicide mission.
Call it whatever you want, but I'm happy and content right now. After all these years, I never spent $1 on myself. It was all about saving up and putting food in our mouths. And for the first time in a long time, I got to spend money for myself, and myself only. All that special treatment from the hotel, those beds, clothes, and bags, they're just a small present for me. I think that's enough to compensate for what your mother did to me. And it was so nice to be able to do something for my own family. Besides, I don't need that much money anyways.
What? You think that money is a joke?
Well, it actually is a joke. It's not even half of what I currently earn. I'm a real successful business person now, and I actually had some saved up before we were married. I was really stingy back then and saved up 30% of my income. Geez, I used to live off a loaf of bread for a week. But I guess it all paid off now. And I'm so happy that I got to spend all that money on something that matters.
You have money hidden from me all along. You bring me half of that money right now. You couldn't do that to me. You're not supposed to do that when you're married. That's illegal.
Jesus, you're illegal, Jack. How did it even occur to you that that's your money? I told you, I saved it up before we got married. It has nothing to do with you.
It's illegal. You can't do this to me.
Jeez, are you crazy or something? I can't believe I once fell in love with this stupid moron. Well, I guess I was the stupid one for getting him this mess in the first place. After all that, I filed a divorce and got the alimony from Jack and his mother. Jack wasn't able to pay off the loan he got from that private loan company. It seems like they took over the house and they became the new property owner. I guess that was their business model. Then it seems like he quit his job and just disappeared. No one saw him ever since. I heard a rumor that he was sent off to some kind of a fish boat to pay off the rest of his debt. But no one knows for sure, because no one saw him. I guess I feel a little sorry for him. He was just used up by his own mother and got dragged into this mess. It's not his fault that he's a little dull. That shameless hag just came busting into my office one day screaming at me to bring her son back. The security guards had to come in and take her away. I never saw her since that day. And about that money in the savings account, I don't really regret spending all that. It was a lot of money to spend, almost twice as much as my income, but I'm fine with it. I can always save up more now that I'm by myself with no leech sucking the money out of me. Besides, that was the first time I was ever truly helpful to my family. I owe them so much, and that's the least I can do for them. My sister is having a wonderful marriage with her husband. It seems like he's a strong and faithful man. My parents loved the new design of their house. They always wanted to fix up the house, but didn't really have enough money. They also didn't want to leave because that's where all the good memories are. Anyways, I really learned my lesson that it takes more than a year to know what that person is really like, and to never borrow money from a private loan company.
Hey, it's me. Tell me something. Do you have a problem with your ears? Or is there something wrong with your head?
Excuse me? What the heck is leading you to say something so hurtful and rude? What's the matter?
I'm asking what the hell is wrong with you that you can't even remember anything I ask you to do? How many times have I told you? When doing laundry, reuse the bathtub water. All you have to do is scoop the water out of the tub, put it in the washing machine, and then set it to spin. How can you be so wasteful and just let perfectly good water go down the drain like that? You have water sitting in the washing machine, but why is there no water in the bathtub? My son has always gotten a bath every evening ever since he was a baby. There is no way he would skip it. Are you really just throwing away the bath water every time? How wasteful! Besides all that water, do you have any idea the money you are wasting? Water, electric, gas. Don't you know how important it is to savor all of these and not waste them? My goodness, your utility bills must be atrocious!
Sylvia, I'm sorry, but I've already told you. I am not going to follow your advice this time. I understand that it is important to save resources not only for the planet, but also to keep our utility bills lower, but reusing bathwater for laundry is a bit too much. Yes, Mike still takes a bath every night, but that water is not as clean as you think, Sylvia. It has body soap, shampoo, and most importantly, dirt and dead skin in it. It's disgusting to just let it sit overnight and then reuse it to wash our clothes. No, thank you. Not to mention, it's a ridiculous thing to ask to bring the water from upstairs to the washing machine downstairs. That would take hours.
Huh! Oh, okay, I see. You're not even the one who works his butt off every day so that you can even have use of those utilities. So what's it matter to you, right? Here you are sitting on your butt every day with no job, stealing and wasting away my son's hard-earned money. Yet you have the nerve to talk back to me. You should just shut your trap and do as I say. It's not like you have any children to take care of. All you do is sit around all day at the house my son is single-handedly paying for, or you go and play around with the gaggle of geese you call your friends. Why don't you get off your lazy butt and go get a part-time job at Walmart or something? If I had known that you would turn out to be such an ungrateful, good-for-nothing leech of a daughter-in-law, I would have never allowed my son to marry you. And the groceries! The refrigerator in that house is friggin' overflowing with things to eat, including the meals that I cooked and prepared specially by hand for my son. But still, you continue to go buying that unhealthy, processed, fattening crap at that overpriced high-end grocery store across the street. And by the way, we all know you for sure don't need that crap, Porky. At least when you actually do need to get a necessity like milk or something, go to the cheap farmer's market across the street and save some money for once. You'll be sorry one of these days when you realize you should have been listening to me and taking my advice all this time. Didn't your mother ever tell you these things? It's a mother's responsibility to teach their girls these basic rules and procedures of living and wifehood especially. Instead, it looks like all your parents did was teach you how to study, go to college, steal a man on campus, let him get a job, and then waste all of his money while he breaks his back working.
Sylvia, there are certain foods we both don't like. We aren't going to force ourselves to eat food in the fridge that might make us both sick to our stomachs. And as for grocery shopping, there are also certain foods that you can't find at the local farmer's market. Believe me, I have not been ignoring all of your advice and suggestions for a living. I mean, it's not like I could even if I tried. By the way, I am pretty sure I have already asked you hundreds of times to stop barging into our home uninvited and unannounced at all hours of the day and night. Please go get a hobby or something and let us have our own lives. Did you break into our house again today while I wasn't home?
Break in? Mike gave me a spare key. How dare you accuse me of breaking in? Anyway, you think I actually wanted to go to that dirty, underkept pigsty again because I enjoy the stench? I didn't want to go there. I needed to look for the necklace my daughter gave to me for my birthday. It's missing.
There's no way your necklace would be at our house.
Huh. You don't remember. When I was there last week, you saw me wearing it and said it was so pretty. I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt for once and believe that you wouldn't be so low as to steal it from me. So I went to your house to confirm that I was correct in believing that you wouldn't have been so shameless.
What? Are you serious? You actually thought that I might have stolen it from you?
I was hoping that I would not find it here, but while thinking of where in the world you might have put it, I just realized that I had left it at my house. I was worried that you might try to steal it, so I purposely didn't wear it again and left it in my wardrobe when I came here yesterday.
Wow. You really have lost all your marbles, haven't you?
Well, if you hadn't said what you said while staring so greedily at my necklace that day, I wouldn't have gotten the wrong idea in the first place. And you say that I've lost it? Do you have any idea how senile you've been acting? Every time I come to your house, whether it's an earring, a bracelet, or even an expensive necklace that my Mike must have slaved away at the office to get for you, there's always some piece of jewelry laying out around the house. There was even a bracelet on the floor in the bathroom next to the toilet plunger. How can you not have any concern for these assets that my son has provided for you? Are you actually that ungrateful, or are you just completely out of your mind? I guess it must be so easy for you to go ahead and waste money like that and ruin such expensive things because you've never worked a real job for even a single hour of your life. Isn't that the reason? Is my precious son just a slave to you?
Actually, Sylvia, Mike has never once bought me any jewelry besides my engagements and wedding rings, and I am always wearing and cherishing those. The truth is, I bought all of my other jewelry for myself. So stop going so overboard, please.
Oh, really? How dare you talk back at me like that, and now you have the nerve to lie to me, too! You're just a lazy, wasteful housewife with no job or any motivation to do any good with your life. How the heck could you buy those things with your own money? You don't have any money that you could even say is your own. You will never change your ways. And while you should have been cleaning, doing laundry, and cooking for my son, where were you? Is that where you were this morning? You're telling me that you were actually out somewhere selfishly buying those things for yourself again today?
No, Sylvia. I had something important I needed to take care of, so I stepped out for a bit.
Ha! Oh, is that so? What in the world could be so important for a worthless housewife like you to do?
You know, Sylvia, you keep making housewife sound like such a terrible job. But have you not always been a full-time housewife yourself? That's all you've ever been all your life. Yet you are saying that I am such a terrible daughter-in-law for being a housewife. Exactly what you are, too. So how are you so high and mighty to be critiquing how I am living my life?
I got married 30 years ago. When I was your age, it was already predetermined for all women to be housewives after marrying. Back then, there was no choice. But now, most husbands and wives work separate full-time jobs out of the house and make their own money for themselves, instead of stealing it from each other. You even went to college for 4 years. Can you honestly tell me that you are content letting your degree and thousands of paid tuition money go to waste? All of your college friends, including the married ones, are still out working hard at their jobs and earning their own money. And then there you are, lazing around the house all day like some pesky termite waiting for my son to come home with more of his hard-earned money for you to steal.
What? Pesky termite? You're not even my biological mother, and this is my life. So why should I have to live it as you tell me to? And it's not like you're the one who paid for me to go to college and get my degree. That has nothing to do with you. Actually, none of this has anything to do with you at all. Do you really have nothing to do all day that must always be on my back and making such a ridiculous fuss about everything? And you know what? Mike is a grown man now too, so get off of his back and stop driving him crazy too. If you continue to constantly hover around and suffocate us like this, I can't guarantee I won't do something crazy myself. So please give it a rest already, at least for your own son's sake.
Oh my goodness. Well, look at you showing your true colors and speaking to your mother-in-law in such a vulgar manner. Your words are so frightening, I've got goosebumps and I'm shaking in my shoes.
Sylvia, seriously, come on. I'm not joking. And get out of my house. You better not be there by the time I get back.
Okay. I'm leaving now. Sheesh. Such deplorable manners.
Hey, Sylvia. The cookies you bought for us arrived today. Thank you. I'm sure we'll enjoy them. They look delicious.
Oh, heavens, no! Those cookies aren't for you. They're for my Mikey, and Mikey only. My Mikey always loved those cookies when he was a child. He's been working so hard every time, the poor thing. So I went to the bakery 2 hours away and got them just for him. They're absolutely not for you. You better not lay a finger on those cookies and go pig out on something else, Porky. I went through a lot ordering those cookies.
What the hell? Are you serious? They're cookies. Are you really going to be that petty about cookies? So you stopped squawking, got up off of your bum, and drove for a few hours? How is that so amazing? You can probably find cookies that taste just like these at any other store.
How dare you! Those cookies are incomparable! And I had a very hard time finding that store. Do you think you can treat those cookies that I bought for my precious son the same as any other ones? Just as you treat your own jewelry as insignificant. And how dare you wait all day to let me know that you received them? I know for a fact that they arrived this morning. It is now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Have you really no sense at all? Didn't your parents teach you that you should thank someone for a gift as soon as you receive it? How rude!
I was at the salon this morning when they arrived. I didn't get home until a couple hours ago. Mike was home when they were delivered, so I figured he already thanked you this morning.
What? You expect a man to think of doing that? This kind of thing is for the woman of the house to do. This is my son's day off. He should be relaxing. I can't believe you are throwing responsibilities and giving him your work to do on his day off. My poor, precious, hardworking son. It breaks my heart that he ended up with such a lazy, good-for-nothing like you. He must be a saint for giving a wench like you a chance. Those married couples who both have their own full-time jobs are always so financially well off. They don't have to worry one bit about money. Why did my son of all people have to get stuck with a deadbeat like you throwing away all his fortune? Even today is a great example of how useless and dim-witted you are. You say you went to the salon. Why the heck would a full-time housewife like you need to get her hair and nails done? All you do is laze around the house all day. Just do your own nails and put your hair up in a ponytail or cut that yourself too. Why are you wasting such precious money on all that crap?
Oh, here you go, calling the kettle black again. You go to the salon once a month to get your hair dyed and permed. Oh, you're such a hypocrite. Your own husband is in his late 50s now and on his feet every day and night working as a security guard when he should be planning his retirement soon. And you not only go to the salon once a month, but on trips and outings with that herd of middle-aged hags you hang out with all the time. So what the hell gives you the right to treat me this way all the time? Do you seriously think you are any better than I am? You seriously think you can do no wrong, don't you? What makes you so righteous and holy? There was also a time when you yourself were someone's daughter-in-law. Did you think you became some royal highness after your own mother-in-law passed away? You are so delusional. Did your own mother-in-law tease you and drive you crazy, so now you're taking pleasure in doing the same to me? You're not a mother-in-law. You're a frickin' monster-in-law. Do you think of your mother-in-law every time you see me? So you expect me to put up with your ridiculous behavior as you did with your own mother-in-laws. Most mothers-in-law leave rings, money, or even their own house for their daughters-in-law in their wills. But I already know very well that the only things you'll leave for me is all of your obnoxious nagging and idiotic housekeeping advice. I guess you don't have much to say for your own life. You've lived 60 years, but what honorable things have you ever done yourself? All you've ever really done is drive everyone around you insane and stress them all out to the point where you always get your own way and think they actually like you. Really, they're just sick and tired of dealing with your hysterical crap when you don't get what you want.
What did you say? Have you lost your mind? How dare you speak like that to me? You worthless beggar! You go back to your own pack of worthless freeloaders and get out of my son's house this instant! I will no longer sit back and allow a rude, ungrateful, and penniless leech like you to continue being my daughter-in-law. And I will be making sure that everyone in the family is aware of what you've said and done to me, and that you will be divorcing and leaving this family as soon as possible. You've really barked up the wrong tree this time, tramp! You better get your sorry ass and your worthless trash out of my son's house right now! Who the hell do you think you are? Do you really think that you control everything, even whether or not I stay married to your son? You seriously need a shrink, lady. And by the way, if anyone should be packing up and leaving this house right now, it's your son.
The lazy, unmotivated, worthless jerk with no passion is not at all the hardworking, noble son you think he is, Sylvia. I can't believe how you still coddle him and treat him like he's such a wonderful golden child. I'm surprised you don't come over here and wipe his bum every time he takes a dump.
What are you going on about? You have some nerve talking about my son that way. You better apologize right now. And you better beg and pray that I don't tell Mike what you just said about him either. If you don't, there's absolutely no way you can ever expect to be let back into that house or family again. You better start begging me for one more chance this instant. And you better start being grateful for all the money my son has been earning for you. How do you expect to survive on your own without my son's support?
You know nothing. Your son can't even support himself right now. You would do yourself much better, Sylvia, if you'd stop babbling on ridiculously for once and actually see what's going on around you. Your son doesn't even have a job.
What? My son? No way. What do you mean he doesn't have a job? What kind of web are you trying to spin now? Then where has he been all day every weekday? He's never there when I stop by.
He's such a coward. He's been too afraid to face you since then. He suddenly decided that he wanted to quit his job and become an artist. He's been going out with a pen and sketchbook and spending all day every day at the park. This has been going on for the past 2 years.
What? He quit his job to become an artist? That's ridiculous. I forbade him to try doing that back before he even went to college. There's no way he would disobey me.
Suddenly he came to me one day and told me how frustrated and unhappy he was with his life. He said he had always wanted to become an artist his entire life, ever since he was a kid. He asked me to support him and his dream so desperately he even started crying. You also had no clue that I have been working from home this entire time. I took advantage of what I learned at the company I worked at before our marriage and decided to start my own business remotely so that I could support your son and his dream. But only a month after he quit his job, he started whining about having to do all the housework himself. So for the past 2 years, he's been leaving the housework and breadwinning for me to do every day while he goes to the park and doodles on his sketchbook. As this continued on, I have tried to continue supporting him and his dream. I've even said nothing to you about this all this time because he asked me not to. But I have gone so fed up and burned out. I can't take it anymore. I think the right thing for me to do now is for me to take care of myself and move on without him.
Do you really expect me to believe all that? You and I both know for a fact that my son bought that house. He told me all the time how sick and tired he was of you always asking him to do chores around the house. Was all that really a lie? Do you think my son would actually lie to me like that? Why would my son ever think he would need to lie to me or keep me from knowing about something?
It's obvious, isn't it? He didn't want his own mother to be embarrassed of him. Isn't it so embarrassing that not long after we got married, he suddenly became jobless and I became the main breadwinner? He's the one who has been using all of the money I earn and eating all of the food I buy. Wouldn't you be embarrassed and ashamed too if you were him? He lied because he was embarrassed and ashamed and scared of what you'd say and do if you found out. You have no idea everyone is always trying to avoid your nagging as much as possible. You know what your son said? He said that you never worked a day in your life outside the home and only had to focus on raising one child as well. He said you had one responsibility to lead one child in the right direction and you couldn't even handle that. He told me that, instead, you led him to follow a path he never really wanted to take, and look! He still jumped off of it in the end. Now he's just depressed and making himself seem worthless in the process. You have never actually paid attention to what your son really wants. And for years now, you've gone on and critiqued the way my parents raised me. Like an idiot. You had no idea how awful your own parenting skills have always been. Do you know how much I wanted to sew up those ignorant blabbering lips of yours so that I didn't have to make an effort to tune you out anymore? And I'm sure I'm not the only one around who's had the burning urge to do that.
You little witch. Are you enjoying yourself right now? You're probably barely even making breadcrumbs, and here you are boasting about it. You think I still don't see you as a gold-digging leech? You married my son back when you thought he'd be making big money, didn't you? Sure, fine. You're the main breadwinner for now. But do you really think it will all be that way? You'll be sorry when my son starts making more than you again.
For the record, Sylvia, I've been making at least $20,000 monthly. Compared to what I've been making, your son is the one who used to make breadcrumbs. I don't think he'll be making more than I do anytime soon. Do you know that your son's annual salary used to be only $40,000? I make more than that in 2 months' time. And do you really think a man who quit his job and has been unemployed for more than 2 years would be able to even get a job like the one he had before? He might as well try and make pigs fly.
My goodness! How can you talk like that about your own husband? You chose to marry the man yourself, and you talk like he has no potential. Does talking like that about your own husband make you feel so high and mighty about yourself? Have you not heard that parents should always do their best to cover up their son's faults? Well, that's what I tried to do.
What fault? Wanting to be an artist? That was not a fault. The reality is that your son had no faults to begin with. You're the one who created them with your terrible so-called parenting method of trying to squash his dreams and aspirations early.
What did you just say? You think I messed up my own son? How ridiculous!
I'll divorce your precious son and send him back to his precious mommy. I hope you enjoy having a helpless baby in the house again for the first time in 3 years. Maybe you'll do a better job at raising him this time.
All right, fine. That's fine. I never supported your marriage, but I fully support this divorce. But you better share whatever money you made with him. You know that my son has the right to receive half of the assets.
Oh dear, what'll we do? I don't think that'll be possible. At the beginning of our marriage, we both signed a prenuptial agreement. What I earn is mine and what he earns is his. So, by law, I don't have to give him a single penny of what I earn myself.
You did what?
Actually, quite ironically, the entire thing was his idea. At the time, I was so naive that I didn't realize he probably didn't trust me and wanted to keep all of his money for himself. But look how the tables have turned. I ended up being the one having my hard-earned money used by him. I fed him, clothed him, and gave him the money to get all of his friggin' art supplies, too. He must have figured I'd never have any assets he would want or need from me. Oh, but to be honest, even if you all wanted to split my assets and run with them, I won't have much for you to steal for the next few months anyway. You see, I recently helped my little brother pay for his wedding ceremony in Barbados and also bought a newly built house for my parents. So it'll be a few months before my savings are back up above $500,000 again.
What? Look at you bragging. Your head is so big, I'm surprised it hasn't exploded by now. How conceited and selfish you are. And how could you be such a traitor to your in-laws? Really? I had no idea you were so shameless.
Huh. The only person I've ever betrayed is myself for continuing to feed and stay married to such an ungrateful pig for the past 3 years. Well, anyway, I'm done and tired of talking about all this crap. I'll do the honors of packing up all of your son's crap and leaving it out on the front yard. So, you'll be a dear and come pick it up for your little boy, won't you? After that, I went right to packing up all of my now ex-husband's junk and throwing it out the window and into the front yard. I figured the crazy witch might have really lost her marbles from the shock she experienced during our phone call, so I also went ahead and changed the passwords for the security locks on the front and back doors as well. Sylvia called a few days later saying that Mike is going to get another full-time job at the same company while begging me to take him back. I couldn't believe she would really think that I'd even consider taking him back. After 2 years of watching him let himself become a loathing, freeloading bum, after how I supported him, yet he did nothing for me in return. Not a chance. So I continued to file for the divorce without hesitating one bit, and it was, of course, finalized without a single hiccup. I've got to say, I am really enjoying being sexy, free, and single again. I don't have to listen to some old hag ignorantly nagging at me anymore, and I can just focus on advancing my own career and living a life just for me and my own family. Really, this is the happiest I've ever been. And my business continues to grow without a single setback. While I've tried to ignore rumors regarding my husband and his deadbeat family, there was one rumor I couldn't help taking note of. Apparently, the louse has completely become a layabout around his parents' home with not a single thought of getting a steady job again. Instead, he has proceeded in following his own mother's footsteps and mooching off of the salary his poor aging father continues to break his back over making for them. I guess he might continue doing that for a while longer. Or, hey, maybe he'll even keep it up for the rest of his life. All I can say is it's a pathetic way for a human being to exist. And I count my lucky stars every day that I was blessed with having enough self-love, confidence, and brains to finally get myself out of that miserable situation.
Hello, Mrs. Robinson. My name is Kayla Pierce, the housekeeper who will be working at your house starting today. Although I will only be commuting 5 times a week for about 4 hours each time, I will do my best to prepare delicious meals and maintain a sparkling clean house. Thank you for hiring me. I won't let you down.
Oh, hello. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Since it's your first day with us today, I wanted to be home early to meet and greet with you. But unfortunately, an important guest for my business stopped by earlier today and things got delayed. I'm very sorry for not being able to take off at my usual time and be there for you, ma'am.
No, please don't be. We can meet and greet anytime later when you're not busy. I don't mind it, so please don't apologize, ma'am. By the way, I'm actually pretty young to be called ma'am. I'm barely 30 years old, so you don't have to call me Mrs. Pierce or ma'am. Please, call me Kayla.
Oh, is that so? I apologize for my mistake. Until now, older ladies came to help with household chores every time, so I thought you would be older this time too. But you seem much younger than I expected. It's my first time having a young housekeeper, so it feels fresh and exciting.
It is pathetic that I don't know anything other than doing chores like a housemaid or a housekeeper for someone else's house at a young age, isn't it? These days, many 30-year-old women are reaching the peak of their careers and holding high positions that are societally recognized. On the other hand, I only know how to cook and clean the house. Although I may be young, rest assured that I am good at what I do. So, please don't worry.
No, that's not what I meant. I sincerely apologize if I made you uncomfortable. I rather admire you. Your determination to sweat and earn a living without worrying about other people's judgments is truly admirable. It brings me both comfort and pride to be able to entrust the management of our household to someone like you.
I hardly deserve such high praise, ma'am. I have no other choice but to work as a housekeeper to make a living. But don't think I don't do my job with my best or integrity. If you keep watching how I get my work done, you won't regret the choice you made.
My choice?
Oh, Mr. Robinson didn't tell you? I stopped by the staffing agency the other day to take care of something, and I happened to run into him coincidentally. He was looking to hire a housekeeper, and I was there available, so he hired me right there. He wanted me to start working as soon as possible.
Oh, that's what happened. He was lucky to run into you at the staffing agency. Anyway, please take good care of our household from now on. My husband and I often come home late due to work, and we don't have enough time to properly take care of the household chores. From now on, you will have to take care of everything for us. Thank you so much, Kayla.
I'm looking forward to working for you, ma'am. Hello, Mrs. Robinson. Just wanted to let you know that your dinner for tonight and breakfast for tomorrow morning for you are all prepped and ready. The entire house is cleaned and the laundry is cleaned, folded, and stored in the closet as well. By the way, are you coming home late just like you were for the past few days?
Hi, Kayla. Thank you so much for doing them. I like your work so far. And yes, I'll be late again. It's the busiest season at work and the workload has been quite a lot. I sincerely appreciate you taking care of the cleaning and preparing meals for my husband instead of me. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have been able to focus on my work with peace of mind. It's truly an honor to have met someone like you, whom I can trust to handle household chores without worries.
No matter how busy your work is, aren't women still women? No matter how much the world has changed, isn't it true that women are supposed to prioritize their families once they get married? Aren't they supposed to put taking care of their husband's meals and getting household chores done as their top priority as married women? Is it acceptable to focus solely on work and come home late so often? disregarding the husband.
I beg your pardon? What is that supposed to mean?
I feel so bad about Mr. Robinson that he's not being taken care of properly because you're so engrossed in your work day and night. It's disheartening to witness a situation where the inherent expectations of caring for your husband as a married woman are neglected. Isn't it customary for a wife to don an apron, diligently prepare nourishing meals for her husband, meticulously launder and press his shirts, carefully clean the bathtub while ensuring it is filled with warm, inviting water, and thoughtfully arrange a cozy and comfortable bed for his repose? Shouldn't these tasks be deemed essential in fostering a harmonious and nurturing home environment? I can't help but wonder if continuing to live without fulfilling these fundamental duties will have a detrimental impact on your relationship. It is crucial to recognize the significance of nurturing the bond between spouses by prioritizing their emotional and physical well-being. Perhaps taking a moment to reflect upon the importance of these traditional roles and considering ways to strike a balance between your professional endeavors and the nurturing responsibilities of a loving wife would be worthwhile.
I'm asking what that is supposed to mean. What are you trying to say?
I'm not saying this because I have something I want to say specifically, but rather because I feel uncomfortable just watching and wanted to offer some advice. I tend to be straightforward, so I feel compelled to express my thoughts. Having worked in various households for an extended period, I have come across a wide range of living environments and domestic routines. However, when it comes to your home, I must admit that I am taken aback by the state of disarray and neglect that I have witnessed. In many households, even with the assistance of hired help, it's still customary and expected for the wife to take charge of the fundamental tasks that uphold the functioning and tidiness of the household. These tasks include maintaining cleanliness, organizing living spaces, attending to meals, and ensuring a comfortable and inviting atmosphere for everyone in the family. It is a role that has been traditionally ingrained in our society, emphasizing the importance of a harmonious and well-cared-for home. However, when I look at your home, it's hard not to sigh. Your home seems to deviate significantly from these commonly accepted norms. The sight of leftover bread sitting untouched on the dining table from breakfast, damp towels left neglected in the laundry basket without proper drying, and cookie crumbs scattered haphazardly on the sofa and carpet deeply concerns me. Based on what Mr. Robinson said about you being far from having a neat personality and being a messy person, I didn't have high expectations of you. But isn't this really beyond acceptable? If you can't handle the household chores properly, how do you manage your work responsibilities?
Wait, hold on right there. I'm feeling quite bewildered right now, you know? Do you realize who you are, why you are in and out of my house, and why you are discussing these matters right now? I'm asking if you are aware of the topic you're addressing and if you know what you're talking about. Why would I have hired you if my house was always clean and I could handle all the household chores myself? How I manage my household or take care of my husband is none of your business. I hired you to clean and cook for me and my husband, not to get a big lecture from you. You should know your place and not cross the line.
Do I have to keep it to myself when there's something I need to say just because I was hired as your housekeeper and you pay me for it? Where is the respect for my profession? I am in a position where I'm assigned to tasks and get paid for my services, and I see no reason why I should be treated as inferior to you. If you had performed your duties as a wife diligently and effectively, I wouldn't even need to express such frustrations. It's unjust for Mr. Robinson to be in a situation where he can't even enjoy a proper meal or live in a clean environment, especially when he is attractive, caring, and financially successful. He doesn't deserve this. I feel deeply unfair about all of this for him.
It seems like you're having some misconceptions. The one who leaves bread and snacks scattered around and tosses wet towels and worn socks everywhere is not me, but rather my husband you're praising so highly right now. I wouldn't have hired you and requested your assistance if I had the time to take care of household chores myself. As a housekeeper, it is expected that you carry out your duties in a manner befitting the role. Know your place, keep your mouth shut, focus on your assigned tasks, and get paid for what you do for me and my husband. Got it? If you continue to be rude, don't know your place, and get on my nerves, I will contact the staffing agency and discuss everything with them. If that happens, you will no longer be able to work as a housekeeper. So I suggest you carefully consider your thoughts and actions from now on.
Oh, I apologize for the poor manners of a lowly housekeeper like me who doesn't even know her place and speaks out of turn, getting on your nerves. People like me should simply shut up when told by the employer, right? There is no such thing as human rights for a housekeeper like me, is there? Money takes precedence over human rights, right?
Excuse me?
I'm saying I'm sorry for overstepping. I'll never make any suggestions or raise my voice to you ever again. So let's pretend what happened today never happened.
Would you tell my husband to come home quickly?
I'm sorry? What do you mean? Isn't Mr. Robinson at his home right now? Why would you ask me about his whereabouts?
Because he's right next to you as we speak?
I don't follow you. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Etor at Motel Piggy Suite number 601. Are you still going to pretend as if you don't know what I'm talking about?
How in the world did you know that? Did you follow me and Mr. Robinson without us knowing?
How could I possibly follow you when I'm lying in the hospital bed in the emergency room after taking a bite of the cake you two brought last night?
Then how did you figure out about us? And what's up with your tone? Do you think you can take that tone with me just because you're the employer and I'm your housekeeper? I warned you to treat me respectfully.
I was beyond respectful to a housekeeper. I believe that anyone who works diligently and sweats through their labor deserves respect, regardless of the nature of their work. That's why I respected you as well. However, it seems you're not one of them. I hired you to take care of the household chores for me because I'm always busy working, but you didn't fulfill your duties and rather gave me nagging. How am I supposed to show respect to someone like you, who manipulates my husband and has a physical relationship with him?
Let me make it crystal clear, ma'am. It wasn't me who manipulated him. He expressed his feelings for me first. He found it fascinating that I'm so good at cooking and cleaning, unlike you, who are indifferent and only focused on work. He even mentioned that I am much more feminine because of my abilities in household chores. Furthermore, he even said he plans to marry me after divorcing you soon.
Is that why you two knowingly brought me a cake made with eggs, even though you know very well that I'm allergic to them? You reassured me that the cake had no pinch of eggs and told me to eat it without worries. But in reality, the cake contained an excessive amount of eggs. After consuming the cake you gave me, I experienced severe coughing, respiratory distress, vomiting, and abdominal pain, nearly leading to death. Are you people really human beings, trying to kill me by feeding me eggs despite knowing about my allergy? Were you planning to benefit from my death by claiming my life insurance payout and taking over my assets?
Please refrain from making unfounded accusations and labeling me as a criminal. It is common for cakes to contain eggs, and I was unaware of your egg allergy when I gave it to you. Is there any evidence to support your claim that I intentionally did so? If you continue to make baseless accusations, I will consider filing a defamation lawsuit against you. It's best if you stop bothering me and prepare to leave his side.
Where do you have the audacity to talk about things like defamation when you're a bitch who was involved in an inappropriate relationship with your employer during working hours? You couldn't even graduate high school, so you got yourself involved in escort services. Prostitution, in short. Did you think changing your job from a prostitute to a housekeeper could wash away your sordid past?
What the hell did you say?
Don't you still get that your existence is fragile like a life of a fly, and it is now in my hands? I have already conducted a thorough investigation into your background, so it's time for you to back down. I have gathered evidence of your affair with my husband, and I even have photos of you entering the motel with him just now. Yet you seem oblivious to everything and continue to flutter around, delighted by seducing a clueless man like him.
My background investigation? Why would you do that? Since when did you realize what was happening between him and me?
Oh, that was easy. As you went on rambling about housewives, women, and household matters, trying to get on top of my head to taunt me, I couldn't help but sense something right away. When a foolish woman like you thought she could seduce my husband and act recklessly, I already had a hunch. And the very next day, I began my investigation.
That fast?
I'm known for my work, and you're undermining my ability, Mrs. Edwards.
What? Mrs. Edwards?
You're Kayla Edwards, not Pierce. Your maiden name is Pierce, but you don't go by that name anymore because you were married once. You even have a 7-year-old boy named Seth Edwards. Are you ashamed of yourself in front of your boy for being a housekeeper and engaging in such behavior of seducing a married man? Instead of doing your job during working hours, you were lying on my bed and having a conversation with your friend. Did you not realize that all of this was recorded by the security camera I installed? You were saying about how you started working as a housekeeper to lure wealthy, decent, and clean men instead of wasting time with garbage men at red light districts. You were so busy bragging about how your ancestors blessed you in successfully trapping a wealthy businessman, weren't you?
You installed a camera and recorded me without my permission? That's an invasion of privacy, and don't you realize that's a crime? You'll have to pay for it.
Well, you know how to say defamation and evasion of privacy, but you don't know what they mean, do you? I installed a camera in my own room, so I don't understand what kind of invasion of privacy you're talking about. I'm curious what kind of laws I'm breaking.
Okay, fine. I guess I don't need to say more since you figured everything out. Divorce him and leave your house. He is the business owner and will provide you with your fair share of alimony. So feel free to make generous claims. It may be financially challenging for living alone without him from now on, but he will be generous and give you what you ask for.
You've got it all wrong. He would never divorce me and marry someone like you. You're wondering why, right? Because the business owner you're referring to is me, and he has nothing to do with my business. The house and car are all under my name, so if anyone would be kicked out with nothing, it would be him. Not me.
What do you mean? He said all he has to do is to sit in front of his computer and tell his employees what to do remotely from home because he's the owner of the business. I clearly heard him talking to one of his employees about how to take care of invoices and whatnot. Was that all a lie? Was he only pretending to fool me?
I don't know if he lied to you intentionally or if it was just a mistake, but frankly, I don't care. It's none of my business, and I don't want to know. That lowlife quit his job 2 years ago because he thought he had a cushion to fall back on, which was me, a business owner. But even after 2 years, he has no intention of looking for employment or doing household chores either. I'm already so busy with my business, so I have no room for a man who would cheat on me and betray our marriage by seeking extramarital affairs. So I'm dumping him onto you. You can have him all you want. I suggest you groom and take advantage of him. I'm not sure if he can be groomed exactly because people don't change, but feel free to give it a try. Good luck to you. Oh, by the way, how you two had a conversation about deceiving me and urging me to eat a cake full of eggs, it was all recorded on the security camera I installed as well. I have solid evidence, and I will present it to the police when I file a complaint against you. You may be ignorant and unaware, but allergies can directly impact a person's life because allergens can obstruct the airways, making it difficult to breathe. You knowingly fed me something I am allergic to, so you will have to face the consequences. I will demand compensation for the physical and mental damages I have suffered because of you, almost to the point of facing a living hell. Of course, you'll have to face the consequences of having an affair with a married man on top of it. Be aware.
Mrs. Robinson, please forgive me and don't report me to the police. I can't afford it. I implore you, please refrain from making me a criminal. Please consider that I have a child who I am raising alone after separating from his father long ago. If I become a criminal, I will lose my job, which means I will have no income. As a result, my child won't have a place to live and enough to eat, and eventually won't be able to maintain a normal daily life. Please let me bear the consequences alone. I beg you, ma'am.
Begging won't make any difference, but I'll consider reaching a compromise based on the well-being of your son. Taking into account the young child situation, I might be willing to let the cake incident be a thing of the past if you agree to a payment of $20,000. How does that sound?
Do you really have to do that to a poor single mom of a boy? Will that make you satisfied?
Of course not. I won't be satisfied just for that. I will have to contact the staffing agency and officially file a complaint to ensure that an unethical bitch like you is blacklisted and never employed again. Only then will my revenge be truly complete. Shouldn't I prevent such unfortunate situations like what I encountered? I have an obligation to all the women out there from being harmed by a bitch like you, who knowingly steals their husbands while working as their housekeeper. Do you finally realize it now? Do you understand that you have provoked me wrongly? I hired you to help with household chores, but instead of diligently fulfilling your duties, you schemed to pursue my husband. And he turned out to be jobless when he appeared wealthy. You threw yourself at him before you knew the truth, and now everything has completely fallen apart for you, hasn't it? You dared to climb up to the top of my head without understanding the consequences. Well, why don't you find out what the price to pay for that is, you bitchy mistress? After what happened, I divorced my husband and received alimony from him and the housekeeper. Of course, I claimed compensation for the suffering caused by my egg allergy as well. I also contacted the staffing agency and explained the situation, resulting in the mistress losing her job. It makes me uncomfortable when I think of her 7-year-old son, but what can I do? According to rumors I heard from my mutual friends, those two, who didn't have much to begin with, ended up burdened with significant debt due to the price of their infidelity. As a result, my ex-husband ended up working at a gas station, and the mistress went back to working at an escort service. But people say that when poverty comes in through the window, love goes out the door. As a result, those two, who were once considered the love of each other's lives, ended up breaking up. That's the bitter end of their despicable actions of coveting what belonged to others and engaging in infidelity. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more videos.